everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Today we're going to be talking about Theodore's newborn to 1 month update. The first 4 weeks has been crazy. It's been amazing, but oh my goodness, nobody tells you about the sleep deprivation. I don't know how to explain how much love you can feel when you have a baby. I was so unsure of parenthood when I was pregnant. I was so afraid that it would be just not for me, but the love you feel for your baby, especially when you birth him or her, it's crazy. I just look at him every day with so much love, and I couldn't imagine it any other way. Even when he cries in the middle of the night, I want him to be happy. You just become so selfless when you enter parenthood. We brought Theodore home 4 hours after he was born. We did not stay at the hospital because, well, it was a birthing clinic, so they didn't have the facilities to allow you to stay. Going home was actually amazing. We got to sleep in our own beds. We had the midwives come out every day for a week to our house to help us with breastfeeding and to weigh him and just to check how he was going. He actually suffered some pretty bad jaundice for a few days. He was quite yellow. The first few days were quite challenging because I didn't realize how much birth would actually take a toll on my body. I couldn't really walk that much because I had 9 stitches, and to just sit down was so painful. Going to the bathroom was excruciating. I think having stitches and tearing is much worse than going through labor and birthing. The pain, the after pain, oh my goodness. I have never felt anything like this. The first week was quite intense. We were learning how to breastfeed. I didn't have a problem with breastfeeding besides the position, because I felt like it was quite awkward. We had a pretty good latch, so I didn't get any pain, but I got a lot of pain in my shoulders from the tension, and I just struggled with how to hold him. The only trouble I had was with my pump. I had trouble positioning it, and it kept falling off and spilling milk everywhere, which made me so frustrated because I was so sleep deprived. So I googled how to latch it properly, and they said to flick it down and squeeze it on and put it on like this. Oh my goodness, the pain I got from that. It bruised my nipple and popped out my little, you get oil ducts when you're breastfeeding to lubricate the nipple to obviously help with that breastfeeding. It popped one of them out, and when he would latch, his mouth would kind of rub up against the oil duct, and that was the worst pain ever. I had to use a nipple shield to help with breastfeeding because the pain was just so intense. But other than that, his latch is amazing. He's done so well to be able to adjust to the baby. He also takes a bottle of breast milk at night. Week 2 was very challenging. He was waking up from his sleepy newborn stage and starting to learn his vocals. We didn't know what we were up for. By the end of week 2, we were introducing a sleep routine. So we were already schedule feeding every 3 hours just so he could put on enough weight, and he definitely was. He was a chunky monkey. He had put on 600 grams by the second week. So we decided it was okay for him to sleep a little bit longer at night. By the 3rd week, he was in a perfect routine. He would eat every 3 hours, as I said, and sleep every 2 hours out of that. and he was sleeping 3.5 to 4 hours at night, which was amazing when you haven't had proper sleep in ages. I've noticed a bit of a pattern. We'll have one good week and one bad week. So this week has been another challenge. He's going through his developmental leap, so he's starting to see longer distance and contrasts. He's starting to recognize faces better. I notice him concentrating on certain objects, more like lights, so he'll love staring out of the window. But because of this new growth spurt, it's very overwhelming for him and very overstimulating, so he's very fussy and gets very tired and won't sleep, and he wants lots of cuddles and much more food. The amount of food he's had, he will feed for an hour on the boob and then have 120 mils on the bottle straight after that. It's crazy. So my milk supply has been very up and down because I feel like he's draining my breast very quickly, and I then become very engorged, and then I notice that like when I'm engorged he doesn't want to feed. We haven't really been able to stick to our sleeping schedule as so this week because he's just wanted much more cuddles and to be with me instead of sleeping in his bassinet, and that's okay. We started our cloth napping after about the 3rd or 4th day after the meconium poo. We started with terry towels because we weren't sure that the modern cloth nappies were going to fit him until I tried them on like the next day, because the terry towels just seemed so bulky on him. He was just so tiny, and yeah, I didn't like the terry towels. Anyway, I decided to try the modern cloth nappy and it fit perfectly. So we're trying that, and then a few days later, after we just got into like the right routine of how to do it and learning everything and got into a good rhythm, my washing machine broke. And that was annoying because we ended up waiting a week and a half for our new one to come, but during that time he was in disposables, which gave him nappy rash, so I didn't like them. I realised that I hate button up jumpsuits, and jumpsuits that you have to pull over their head, because Theodore hates getting dressed and I hate trying to do his buttons up when he's kicking everywhere. So I discovered the zip suits and I haven't gone back, and we were given so many jumpsuits but they're all buttons, so I've gone out and splurged a little bit on the bottom zippies. And how cute is this one? It has little crocodiles in it, but oh my gosh, the zip ones are so convenient because it's fast, and when you're sleep deprived and it's the middle of the night, you don't want to be fussing around with a baby screaming trying to do up buttons. He's already getting so strong. He was lifting up his head from 2 weeks of age. He's starting to really enjoy bright colours and toys. He stares at them on his jungle gym for ages and loves tummy time. It's just crazy how fast he's growing and getting so strong. He's like rolling onto his side. He's going to be rolling over completely soon.